Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. So we're continuing with our of the North Let's Play, where we're looking at the Norn tournament. But when we beat Zoe in the Norn tournament, we found out she's now got a pet. We got a journal, and now we're following her story and seeing what exactly was going on. So Zoe, here's the story so far, pretty much. Zoe was a ranger we met in factions who only had one eye and didn't have a pet for some reason. And now we've read her journal, and we found out that she lost her eye, and we spoke to some guys in Nightfall as well, that she lost her eye because a black Moa Bird plucked it out. So that happened. Then she kind of got a bit torn up. Then we came along and possibly have killed the black Moa that plucked out her eye. After faction, she then went back to the Echovaled Forest and searched for it to sort of get vengeance and stop being so scared, but she couldn't find it. So now she thinks she's going to try and tame one by hatching one. So last we heard, she went to the Echovaled Forest, found out about an Ascalonian guy whose one went crazy, which was on this page if you read. And she says that if she's to tame a black Moa, she should acquire a normal egg and bring it to the Echovaled Forest, infusing it with the essence of the woods. This way the chick will be attached to her from the moment it crawls from its shell. So she's going to travel to Ascalon to get a regular Moa egg, because Moas aren't native to Cantha, but she wants to speak to the Turtle Clan on how to transport it. After all, they're well acquainted with the hatching and care of eggs. Okay, so let's read our next page. I've come here with Peter now to the Jade Sea. He hadn't been here before, so it took me a while, but we're here at the pits. So let's read on and see what Zoe did. So 19 by Bekar, 1585 of the Canthan calendar. So this is still in the same year. So I have always loved it here. Frozen jade waves surround the clans. An ocean silenced forever by the betrayer's death wail. For 4 weeks I have stayed with the Turtle Clan in Cavalon. I grow restless. I hadn't expected to stay here so long, but I met with good fortune. A scholar relocated here from Xingji not 2 days after my arrival. He was born into the Turtle Clan, but later worked for Minister Cho in his menagerie, tending to various exotic creatures. If you guys have seen Factions, you'll remember that menagerie and what happened there when the plague came. He has more than a passing knowledge of how to care for a Moa Bird, whether it's a newly hatched chick or still in the egg. 3 years ago, when he was on vacation here with his family, tragedy befell the minister's estate. Like many others, the plague took much from this man. With nothing left for him in Xingji, he finally came home to Cavalon. Okay. We've been talking for hours. I've learned much from him about the proper care of young birds, and one of the hatchery workers has taught me tricks for transporting delicate eggs safely. The leader of the Turtle Clan was kind enough to give me a small egg chest. It's fitted with ample cushioning on the inside, along with compartments for holding fire-warm stones to keep an egg warm. Her words were cryptic, and she spoke of difficult tasks and rites of passage. Yet in her I have found a kindred spirit these past weeks. I'll miss her. There is a sadness in her eyes. Something in her past haunts her, as I have also been haunted. Should I ever return, I'll investigate further. But for now, I need to start packing. In a day or two, I'll set out for Ascalon, the origin of my salvation. So the idea is the player would read this and start thinking, okay, alright, so Zoe found someone who crafted her a thing to transport eggs. I wonder if I can find this person. See, there's no quest markers, nothing leading you there. The players are having to think of this themselves, which is really cool, which is what I just really like about this quest. So I already know where all this stuff is, so obviously I can't simulate me looking around, but let's go on out and see whether we can find anyone. And yeah, we come out into the Gyala Hatchery, which obviously is the most reasonable place to start looking, I would say. And yeah, if we go north, I'll speed it up or cut it, I'm not sure which. We will find up here one of the Luxon's big... Oh, is that a bad guy? No, it's just a regular Luxon. One of the Luxon's big ships. And going on top of it, back when Factions first came out, there was really nothing to see up here. There was no NPCs around or nothing like that. Oh god, freaking Outcast. Okay, so there was nothing really of note to mention here, but when Eye of the North came out, Arenanet went back to a lot of the previous explorable areas and added stuff which people could find. I can only imagine this is another one of those situations where if you were the first person to find this, you must feel pretty good about yourself. But yeah, we come up here, and you find on the top, there's a woman here called Catherine, or Catherine. Catherine? I've always read her name as Catherine, but I guess it's not that. Right, so she's up here just kind of looking out at the Jade Sea. and we speak to her. And if you don't have Zoe's journal on you, she'll say pretty much just get lost, right? But when you do, she says, I come from a long line of crafters in the Turtle Clan. We specialise in the carpentry of incubators for the hatchery. I'd be happy to make you a specially fitted incubator for your egg. Just bring me the materials and pay me for the labour. I'll even throw in some inlay work for free. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure you've got the materials and stuff before you come out. So it costs 50 spirit wood planks and 10 steel ingots plus 5k, which is not that cheap, I guess. But when you craft it, you get this really cool item, an incubator kit. And yeah, this thing is just pretty awesome. I think it's one of the most unique items in the game, because when you double click it, so you get this window here where you can see some items that are faded out. Pretty much these are 6 items which eventually we're going to be trying to fill the incubator kit with. It's just a really cool item. Apparently, like Arenanet, when they were developing it, they actually call it like a... It's really hard to classify what kind of an item this is because it's just so odd. Apparently Arenanet classify them as books because just that's the way they work, sort of. It has a very unique thing on the UI. But yeah, okay, so you can kind of see where this is going with the journal. We're gonna, the rest of this quest, if you will, we're gonna be trying to fill up this incubator kit and see what happens. So let's read Zoe's journal and see what happened when she went to Ascalon, shall we? In fact, let's go to Ascalon first. Let's come up. Haven't been to Ascalon for ages. Not since the end of Prophecies, I don't think we've seen Ascalon. And even then it was only for one quest. Okay, so let's just come to Ascalon City. Still all a big mess, obviously. And let's read the journal, see what happened to Zoe when she finally got here. So, we've already read First Attempt, Rumours and Tall Tales, Discovery, Wintertime Blues. Okay, so she says 30 Yundefang 1585 of the Canthan calendar. Coming here so late in the year was an act of folly. My eagerness has gotten the best of me. Would that I'd stayed in the Jade Sea a couple of extra months, for it's cold here. It is not yet the mating season for these strange red birds. I will wait out the snow in one of the southern forts, doing what I can to help in the war against the savage cat-like Char. Okay, so she was waiting in the southern fort. I guess we can gather that's Fort Ranik. Okay, so she was around there. 15 Zoyo 1586. Okay, so this is a new year. With the sweet air of spring comes the peculiar squawk of the Moa as it performs its dance to attract a mate. In the afternoon, I'd taken to walking about the nearby valley as the snow melted from the ground. Okay, so a nearby valley to Fort Ranik, Regent Valley. Okay, so this is another hint of where we could be going. Quite by accident, I'd found an alleyway amidst the tar and rubble where a number of Moas were nesting. For days I would sneak out of camp and check the nest for signs of occupancy. Finally, my wait is over. Today on my daily rounds I happened upon a nest with 3 tiny new eggs. The mother bird stood no more than 5 feet away, rooting about a clump of weeds, looking for sustenance in this barren, scorched land. I knew the window of opportunity was small. The mother was sure to return to her nest at any moment to give her growing children the warmth they so dearly needed to survive. I wriggled on my belly closer to the nest. Swiftly, I plucked one of the eggs and placed a nearby rock in its place. I sped back to the fort with the egg in my bodice, where the warmth of my racing heart would keep it safe. After quickly packing my things and taking my leave, I'll hurry back to the Vowed Forest. There, I'll infuse my prize with the essence it requires. Okay, cool. So, Fort Ranik, I think, is the best bet. And go out into the Regent Valley. I should be okay on my own. I don't really need any henchmen. Hello, Lord Darren. Go, I remember speaking to you. When I first ever started this Let's Play, guys, I did like a few test episodes, and most of them involved me speaking to Lord Darren here. Yeah, a little bit of trivia for you there. Yeah, so I've spoken to him a lot. Good memories. I can't believe it's been so long since I started doing this. So long already. When I first started out, I really thought this was just going to take like 3 or 4 months, and that was it. And here I am, over half a year later. Almost, it's in a few months, it will have been a whole year that I've been doing this Let's Play. I'm not sorry for it. I'm happy it's gone on so long, but yeah, it's just shows how much I underestimated the undertaking of this. Anyway, right. Get off that tangent. So we're out in Regent Valley. Hello, Sergeant Brannan. We never did your quest, did we? Regent Valley, if you remember in the storyline, this was also something actually I wanted to show you. In the storyline, when you run back to Fort Ranik, the story is that the Char have broken south of the wall and you're going to try and push them back. A really cool thing they did here was they put these Char charging at you if you leave Fort Ranik. And I'm pretty sure that's because in the story at that one moment, they're supposed to have broken through the wall. Which is why, if you've ever wondered why some Char are here, south of the wall, when they're not really anywhere else, I think it's because the plot is supposed to tie in with the main story. It's kind of cool the way they did it. I've never seen Arenanet do something. Oh, I got 2 vials of orange dye. What are the odds of that? I've never seen Arenanet do something like that before, but there you go. Anyway, so Renegades, cool. It's good to be back. I really don't hang out here enough. Yeah, so we're gonna come around here. I think I really don't remember exactly where these things are. I think it's around here though. Here we are, here we are, here we are. So there you go. There's a regular Moa Bird, right? I think this is the right place. Oh god, freaking Devourers. This is one thing I don't like about Ascalon. Okay, so we'll let the spirits deal with those. Yeah, so there's a single Moa Bird here. I think there's a couple more sort of wandering around. I'm sure I'm in the right place. So this was quite nice. Yeah, it gave people a reason to go off and explore places they hadn't been for ages. And if you don't know specifically where things are, yeah, it probably would have been a bit frustrating having to check yeah, there's another one, an entire explorable area. But when you did find something, it must have felt so good. Yeah, so lots of Moa Birds here, and around the corner, wow, even more. Look at this. So this is like the mating ground. I don't know whether this is supposed to be the same mating ground that Zoe found, but yeah, look, lots of Moa nests. I can't remember if these things attack us. Let's try and. The nest is empty. Okay. What about this one? I can turn the mini-map off. The nest is empty. This one? The nest is empty. What about this one? All the way over here. Yeah. Doesn't look very significant over here. Oh look, eggs are in it. You look around to make sure none of the nearby Moas are watching. Snatch an egg from the nest and quickly place it into your bag. There we go. And we've left 3 more for them. Okay, so we just stole a child. Cool. Alright, let's see what Zoe did. Oh, so now Zoe wants to go back. If we look here, by the way, now we've got a Moa egg. If we try and put it in the incubator kit, we can't actually do it, I don't think. Let's try it. I don't think we can do it. No, so you can't put, even though that looks like an egg hole there, you can't put it in there because the egg's not ready yet. So before we do that, let's go back to the Echovaled Forest, which is what Zoe was planning to do. Back to House Heltzer. Here's better than any place, I guess. As good as any place, sorry. And let's read the journal, see what she did when she got back. Eye on the prize. Oh no, this is where she got the egg. Okay, so the Falls. For non-cam 1586 of the Canthan calendar, I've travelled with the greatest urgency deep within the Echovaled Forest. The gestation period for the Moa is longer than many birds, but it's still scarcely enough time to accomplish my goals. I'm on my way to one of the many falls here, so that I may subsume my egg in the flowing essence of the forest. I will completely submerge it where surging water will wash over it. How, I pray, this will work. Okay, and then she moves on. So we need to figure out what we're doing here. Actually, let's read the next page. Okay, so yeah, she infuses it. So let's infuse ours. Right, so the chapter is called The Falls, and she went to a falls somewhere. So let's have a look at the explorable names. Arborstone, Ferndale, Melandri's Hope, Drazak Thickets, Morastrav Trail. Oh, Mourning Vale Falls. Yeah, okay, so let's go to... I really don't know which way's quicker, actually, to be honest with you guys. Maybe the Amat's Basin? No, let's go to the Durham Archives. And let's see what we can find, shall we? What the plan generally is, I don't know specifically where this is. I know it's here, but I don't know where exactly it is. So I'm going to follow this river. I think this is called the River Rejka. And if you follow it, eventually you will, well, I'm hoping I will find something, because I'm pretty sure it's along it. As you guys are well aware, the freaking... These areas of factions are just so full of enemies you can barely move without aggroing a million things. So I'm going to cut it or speed it up. Probably cut it for this bit in particular. So see you guys in a sec. Oh wow, I found it. Okay, alright, not very far at all. Look at that, it's barely anywhere. Alright, so here we've got these falls here. And if we bring our egg and then click this interactive object in the middle, you submerge your Moa egg in the waters of the Mourning Vale Falls. As you watch, the essence of the forest attaches itself to the egg, creating a hard coating. Okay, now if we look at our egg, it's become a hardened Moa egg. So let's, I'm so happy, I didn't realise that was so close, that's brilliant. So now, if we double click our incubator, we can actually move the egg into it. So there we go, now we've got one of the items, one of 6 items which we're eventually going to be looking for. Let's see what Zoe did after this, shall we? Infusion run. 5th non-cam 1586 of the Canthan calendar. Although the egg's infusion seems to have been a success, I fear for the egg's safety. Whilst the egg was submerged in the lifeblood of the forest, the transformation was remarkable. As the water swirled about it, I could see bits of liquid sticking to the egg and hardening on its surface. Within seconds, the shell seemed to double and then triple in thickness. In my shock, I snatched the egg, lest it be consumed by the forest and its darkness. My greatest worry is that I will no longer be able to keep it warm with rocks in the fire. Without that warmth, the growing chick within will not survive. I am now its mother, and a right poor job I'm doing like this. I lay awake all night with the egg clutched tightly to my heart, desperately trying to give warmth, pouring through my newfound knowledge for a way to keep its temperature stable. Placing it in a fire would surely incinerate it. Rocks warmed in a fire worked remarkably. Perhaps I just need hotter rocks. I know rocks from the volcanoes to the north retain the heat of their mother furnace. Perhaps I will go north. In the meantime, I carry it against my bosom as I travel, as if it were a child. I hope my precautions are sufficient. All my thoughts are focused on its safety. So preoccupied have I become that I didn't even notice the change in my dreams. The nightmares have stopped. I think of this as a gift from Melanju, now that I finally allowed myself to love something so completely. Okay, so she's becoming a real mother. So, yeah, this image this time is an image of Melanju. She's talking about this rock. So, volcanoes to the north. Come on, you guys know it. It can only be one place, right? It's the Fire Island chain. This one's probably the most simple item to get if you're not reading a guide, because there's only one really plausible location where you could find this. A, at the Fire Island chain, and B, there's only one explorable area, Perdition Rock. I mean, it would be highly unlikely for them to put it in any of the mission areas. So it's very quickly you can guess where it could be. However, we all know how dangerous it is here. This is kind of end game. Oh, it's Carlotta. Hello, Carlotta. I haven't seen you for ages. This is kind of end game prophecies, right? So it is reasonably dangerous. Let's grab Menlo, Sin, Aiden. I like it here just because you get to play with the iconic characters. There we go. And let's go on out. Now, in my Let's Play of this, you actually only saw a small section of this area. You saw this place here, and we took out the last remaining White Mantle leaders of the time, if you remember. But there's this huge section over here. You can walk all around it, and the rocks we're looking for are actually right up here in sort of a caldera kind of area. So what I'm going to do is cut it, because this place is just swarming with golems and stuff. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, I think we're near where the rocks are now. So if I press U, you'll see that we're sort of on the northern area. That's looking up to the Tarnished Coast up there. And I think it's around here, sort of down in this deep area with these drakes, at least. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's the volcanic rocks. So yeah, just kind of this, even though it's pretty obvious which explorable area this is in, it's kind of difficult to find just because the area is swarming with enemies and it could be anywhere here. But here's the volcanic rocks near this obvious pretty cool looking lava flow. Let's grab them. The rocks are hot to the touch, but you managed to slip a couple into your bag without burning your fingers. And we can throw this into the incubator kit too. So there we go, that's actually 2 items already down. We've not got many pages of her journal left to read now, actually. Okay, so this one was Infusion Run. The next page is actually Birth. We'll be reading that next episode. I'm actually going to end this one here, guys. So next episode will be the last one to do with these Black Moa chicks. We'll see how this all turns out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys, and I will see you next time.